let's say the last few days was a big day for Nigerian football. The expectations building up to the CAF Champions League second preliminary round.
Big day.
It built up to the day. I mean,
Okay.
Remo Stars preparing to play against Mamelodi.
You were on
Sundowns.
commentary duties.
Yes, I was on commentaries for that game. I mean, the whole talk of the game, I had fun. It was one of my best games. I mean, you always enjoy winning goals.
You know how many times
you
you said this word? It's one of my best games. One of my best games.
No, this one was, should I say, one of the biggest games I've commentated on, because I mean, Nigerian champions against a powerhouse like Mamelodi Sundowns, professional team professional teams from the core. I mean, they've got experienced players in their ranks as well. In the build up to that game, for people on paper, we feel it's the biggest game of Remo Stars since their inception. But
then they come online and be lying that it's their NNL qualification, is their winning the league.
Like, while I understand that, but
who this was deceive?
We know, like, when they try to deceive, we know on paper it's the biggest game. You've never faced a team of that caliber, before. You've never been in this stage, gone past the first preliminary round, and now you're in the second as champions of the NPFL. So definitely the biggest game of Remo Stars. But at the end of the day, it was a whitewashing. I dare say that, because you have to be professional on commentary. Mamelodi Sundowns was scoring. The description was on point. I had to give it the energy I had.
But when Remo scored, your description was not like, I said, "What can this one go as five?"
So based South Africans don't come from by say, why is this guy shouting? Is he
but South African commentators also did the same thing.
But 5-1 scoreline. We majority know that the golfing class is different, between Remo Stars and Mamelodi Sundowns. If you also look at the leagues as well, the class different. But the scoreline was just too much. It wasn't what I was expecting. The way they were able to slice through the Remo Stars defense, it was so easy. That South African team had 3 or 4 players who started for the Bafana in the previous international break, the 2 games against Rwanda and against Zimbabwe. So 3 of them, there was Mudau, there was Rowan Williams, who was, oh my Jesus, there was, when it comes to, I know goalkeepers are known for their primary duties, repelling balls from going to the goal. But if the likes of, the Edersons, the Allisons are so good with their feet, sweeper, keeper, distribution, we praise them a lot. Rowan Williams did just that yesterday. I think he had more touches than most midfielders in that game. They were so cool playing the ball back to him because his distribution was so on point, and he was created with an assist on the day. It was one-time ball who found Shalulile also. That's another fantastic striker, always tucked in, professional to the core. He's not the kind of flamboyant, he's a Namibian, and he's not the kind of a flamboyant striker you see. And he was,
what's wrong with a striker being flamboyant?
You get some people, you're gonna see this one, don't get presence. They are just there, just like the Contes, and like just kind of, you call them humble these days and stuff like that, but
he gets the job done.
But he gets the job done. But overall, it was a total whitewashing away from home from Mamelodi Sundowns. So, I mean, what's your afterthoughts on that one when you saw that yesterday?
I told you guys now when people were.
So how do we get there? How do we get to this level? Remo Stars are a good team on the day. It's not been smooth in the NPFL, but they are the best represented in Africa.
Can I ask you a question? If you know, please tell me. How much is the winning bonus for Remo Stars on the continent? Is it up to $1,000?
I mean, for every team who played this preliminary round, I think it's $100,000.
No. Match bonus for players by that.
By the Remo Stars. Yeah, the team.
It's up to $1,000.
I have no idea how much the amount is.
That's like the barest minimum. When you were in commentaries, so you were there before the game started. So let me highlight some things that you would have seen, maybe not taking note of it. When Mamelodi Sundowns came out with their jersey, what brand was the jersey again? Nike, Umbro, Adidas, Puma, what brand?
I can't remember what brand it is. But when
they came out with that, their yellow and green that looked like the national team jersey, compared to
Remo Stars,
the Remo Stars jersey, that now it was fine, but it now looks like Obioma Taylor or Roadside Taylor, not sure they saw it. Did you see that difference?
Yeah.
Something as little as that can make you lose a game. Then you look at the backroom staff, the people, the technical, the people that are coordinating the training, the way they are training. If you watch those parts of the game before the game started, you will see the confidence of the South African team. From their arrival to their setup for the game, how the Remo Stars on the other half were looking at them and feel like, man, one day I go like this club.
Already defeated. Even in the dressing room, the way it's been set up,
Yeah.
the amount of
So
the way the fruits are
you're
being lined.
playing against an opponent and you're already feeling like, I wish I'm playing for this team. I wish I can play today and then get noticed by their coach and then they could scout me. Meanwhile, there is no player in Mamelodi Sundowns that wish his place for Remo Stars. Sometimes an upset can happen.
Yeah.
Grimsby Town can beat Manchester United. It doesn't make Grimsby Town players wish that they are playing for Grimsby and not Manchester United.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the kind of setting. Then these players from Mamelodi, they've seen it all. They've won the CAF Champions League. Some of them have gone as high as the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations, won bronze medal. Some of them, were at the World Club Championship, shook hands with some of the best players. Some of the players that are players in Remo Stars are dreaming to see on TV, not even in real life. They've been there, they played them. Played Dortmund, was 3-3 if I'm not mistaken.
No, 4-3.
4-3, yeah. And, they've been at that level. There is experience, there is momentum, there is knowledge of the game. And then they are in a team where both the physical and the science of the game is at work. Remo Stars team cannot boast of that, to be very honest. They're playing their home game away from home. So if you put all these factors together, Remo lost the game long before the first whistle was blown. What we saw in the game is the manifestation of what has already taken place before. What spiritual people will say, what is done in the spirit will eventually manifest in real life. Now they will go for the return leg. The funny thing is, Mamelodi Sundowns cannot afford to rest players and say let some players go and play 5-1. When I want on the results, this is that the miracle is not going to happen here, right? So those are some of the things you look at. Do I blame the Remo team players? No. Do I blame the coaches? No. For us as a country, this is the best time to press the reset button. I don't know, but unfortunately, the World Cup, if we qualify for the World Cup, a big if, everybody will forget all this problem. And say, don't forget, we're going to the World Cup, we'll qualify. People forget. This is the best time to press reset for Nigerian football. This is the best time to say, you know what, we've done it wrongly. We tried it initially, it worked, but we abandoned it and we went window shopping for players that have been grown by other people. Let us set up our league well. Let us find the investment, whether from government, from private sector. Let us also make sure our league is on TV. Let's push all the other leagues below them, because you cannot fund only the NPFL and forget the leagues that are going to produce the teams that will come in and play. So let's give it that funding, that infrastructural upgrade, and then we cannot compete to the best, because we've seen an example of where it works. South Africa 25 years ago started investing in their football, hosted the World Cup, did what they did, and see where we are. And before that time, they've won the gold in 96 AFCON. They've won bronze. South Africa have won gold, bronze, and silver, right? Now move forward with all that conversation. Infrastructure for 2010 added value to them. They also have the value of their economy. Their rand is way higher. Since Gerard, one economist, the finance minister of South Africa was saying the dollar should be exchanging at 7 rand to $1. We can't boast of that. We're 1,500 today, 1,450 tomorrow, 1,600 and something tomorrow, in the news, on Arise, on channels, arguing what the exchange rate should be or what it shouldn't be. Should it be? Well, that's a different conversation anyway, but I'm just chipping it in. When we have done all of that, then we sit back and see the result, just exactly as Morocco have done. Morocco were in the backwaters of football at one point. After Maroc 88, they start going down. But the most improved team in Africa in the recent years, and it's not just one team, all round, they are on the 20 team just won the World Cup. Yeah. Their women team, they were not playing 10, 15 years ago. South African women team, Moroccan women team were not playing football. They've risen above Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, at par with South Africa now for women football, chasing Nigeria. And pretty soon, in March next year, they might win it. But, I still want Nigeria to win the 11-1. I'm selfish and greedy about that one. Because, again, our women always delivers. Even with zero support and appreciation. There's no supporters club in Morocco. In this July, one person, no come. When Super Eagles will go now, that place will be full. That's a different topic anyway. But that's just the example that I'm giving. If we invest, we can have high expectation. What we have right now is at best a glorified amateur league. The size of the investment we'll put in can only give us a team that will win the league, go and play the preliminary round of the CAF competition, and nothing can happen. Not even Imba can raise that chest anymore. Not Rivers United, not Kano Pillars. Nobody can raise that chest. Because the world of football have grown past skills, power, and speed. There is not the sciences of the game. There is not a lot the psychology of the game. There's a lot of added factors, computer data, that we have not even started yet. We still they use Agbo till they treat something. We still they go meet Aboki, make it cut ankle so that they go suck bad blood from him. We still they, there are things we do that has, that have been in other places have been expunged from the game, but we're still doing those things. Players still get knee injury, and we can even use a gynecologist to treat a general practitioner to treat somebody with a knee or ankle injury. We've not had specialists. Our medicals that we do for players, some are good, but some are just let me look your eye. You look like Ogofi play well. All of those things needs to change. When we change that, we cannot have expectation. Any performance that our teams are putting up on the continent right now is the best that we can. We cannot go past that because we've not put in the investment that's required. If I plant an acorn seed on a cup, I cut this pure water container, and a bottled water container, and I plant acorn seeds on it, it will grow, but it will not become an oak tree. Because the soil in that container is not enough, does not have the depth and the capacity to handle the type of roots that an oak tree is supposed to have. So you will see the shoot, it will come out and just look there, and then it will wither. That's the investment. Our investment in sport is like that sand that, all those people that are planting flowers on the roadside, put in pure water sachet or ragolis or ever container, cut it and then put it there for you to grow. It's not left for somebody to come and buy that thing or invest in it and take it to a bigger land and plant, and then you see it blossom properly. Our football cannot blossom without the requisite investment, and it's a bad time. Unfortunately, the decay is so much that somebody asked me to put a price to the investment that is needed to make Nigerian football match up with South Africa, and I said, at worst, like say we not spend at all, we're looking at $50 billion. And he said that's too much. I said
this is something that we can do. We can achieve.
We can achieve it in phases. We can 20 years ago they tell you that Lagos State will have 5 rail lines that are coming now. You argue that it's not possible now. You argue that blue line, yellow line, it's not possible. It cannot happen. It's too tight. There's no space for it. Once you have vision, and you put a plan in place, space would automatically begin to materialize. 2017, when I said I was going to start online radio, I will tell you this. I was going to start online radio. I was going to focus, because when I left Brilla, to be very honest, to be fair, even with all the impediment in front of me, they told people not to employ me. I actually had a lot of offers. Some of the money were good, coming from any 150, 180 to somebody willing to pay me 750K. I should jump at it, right? Because that's over 8 million naira in a year, when I'm not earning up to 2 million naira in a year. But guess what? I said, no, I don't want to do that. I'll first face this online thing. And that time, if you go back to 2017, we were practically the only ones.
Yeah.
Podcasts were the first. If you add sweet scoop to the conversation, we're the first to do podcasts. When people saw it then, they thought we were foolish. You remember, people used to gossip us in WhatsApp group, right in front of us, that we don't know what we're doing. Do you realize now today, people who are doing podcasts make more money than people that are working 9 to 5 in radio stations
and they do it from anywhere.
And they do it from anywhere. That's the thing. Because that one move opened the doors of possibility. Zoom came. There's Riverside now. There is a lot of platform. There is a there's a lot. They reach out every day, tell you you're doing this. We can do partnership and we can collab and do this, do that. What I'm saying is, once we set up our mind to say we are running a 5 or 10 billion first phase project of setting up infrastructure, and why that is expensive, for clarity, is that most of the stadiums we have would need to be redesigned, knocked down. Yeah. Let me give you a good example. How many all the stadiums that you've gone to in Nigeria, do you realize that there is no space for commentators? It is just a place that say this is the press gallery where everybody just sit down, the ones that are writing stories, the ones making noise. There is no cut-out space for commentators. Box, yeah. If you go to some other stadium, you will see the space for commentary. You will know that this is purpose built for commentaries. Again, most of our stadium don't have plug and play facilities for match broadcasts. You have to improvise.
Yeah.
You have to improvise almost everything. Improvise. Yeah. All those things needs to be added to it. So if you count how much it will cost to put about 20 to 30 stadiums, quality stadium, all of them don't have to be 50,000 capacity, 80,000 capacity. So
CAF approved and I mean, South Africa have over 10.
5,000.
We just have
one. We have only one. You know that if Remo had made it to the group stage, they cannot play their games in their stadium. So if we invest in that, it's a one-off investment. Then we maintain us and we'll continue to run on it. And then the clubs will not be demanded to, upgrade what they pay their players, so that players do not score 15 goals this season, and next season you're looking for the player is gone. All of those needs to change. Media approach to games needs to change. We cannot just let a coach finish a match, final whistle, 50 people are putting microphone in their mouth. Why would Mondo Diggy not say the thing that he said? Coaches have to go to their dressing room, sit down, soak what has happened, think about how they will do their pressers, and then come back to a place that maybe only the broadcast, the broadcast right holder can have access to the coaches, the selected players, and then there is mixed zone. Is there any stadium in Nigeria that have a mixed zone? Even Uyo does not have a mixed zone. No, so to think about it. So all of those investment needs to be put in. Once we do that, we now start holding the league accountable for profit, because it is government investment. You have invested 50 billion over the course of 10 or 15 years. Then we cannot start also hosting a lot of competitions that would keep the stadium running, the facilities running. We'll go beyond just, why is all them Davido, them Burna Boys, why are they not holding concerts in stadium? Sure, we used to have, is it Star? Nigerian Breweries used to organize musical concerts at National Stadium, where them 50 Cent, them R. Kelly, all the rest come to perform. Why are we not having it again? You think that the money have just disappeared? We don't have the infrastructure. They can't do musical concert in a hotel. A hotel is not a place for musical concert. Those stadiums will generate money. They cannot take all the concert to you. How many people do you? You want to take a concert that's supposed to be in Lagos to you? Who go attend up? You understand? So all of those things needs to work to become the catalyst for a competitive league. South Africans do not need to go to Europe. They go to Europe as an alternative option. It's not if I not go Europe, my family no go shop.
There are some Europeans in that Mamelodi Sundowns team.
Good.
Two Portuguese. The coach is Portuguese. They've got two Portuguese in their rank as well.
So you see the difference. A Nigerian player, no matter what you pay them right now, wants to go to Europe. There was a time when Nigerian player would tell the club, tell the club that I cannot sit on the bench here. I cannot go on loan to a club where I'm sitting on the bench. I want to go back to Tracy. And you can use the money that they sign you now. Your first installment of your sign-on fee, you can go and buy a car. Now you played 10 years in Nigeria, you still the trek. I'm not saying that people that are trekking is bad, but I'm just saying that there's something that is befitting of the life. As I'm sitting here, I feel bad that my crew cannot even buy a car yet. And think about professional footballers. You know that there are some people on this crew that earn more than players that are playing in the Nigerian league. Week in, week out. That first is a problem. For a crew that works only once every week, any more than players that play matches every day in the league. That they, like half of the league, people in this team, in our crew, in the Gliders team, earn more money than them. Just let that sink in first. Where's the motivation to play? There are players that they will call that their parents wants to do surgery. They cannot see money to send. Like surgery appendix, where you can just cut your stomach. No, let me not say this for people go and try it. But I mean, appendix is not like a normal thing. It's like having malaria now. They will call them now that your mama want to appendix is urgent too. They will have to borrow from app to send money. That's not something. We should be seeing our players coming to match or coming to training, driving cars that fans, other people are dreaming of. We should be seeing our players walking around. You can't even beg your friend who is a player in the league to say, give me 5 jerseys, let me do giveaway on my show. You can't. There's so many things that are wrong with the league. My own problem is that when you mention this, they say, oh, that he's hating on the league, that he's doing this. I mean, credit to Elegbele for once. He went to the World Football Summit and he gave a good account of himself and he represented the Nigerian league very well, right? But that's once in a million years. We want to see that more. We want to see the government make move and then make policies that support the need for people to invest in the league.
You know, talking about investments in the league, I'll come to you on that. But that game yesterday sparked a whole lot of reactions on social media. We were taking a couple of them. I mean, journalists, they were, putting in their tweets, about the golf quality. This was from Olawale Adigun. Losing 5-1 at home to Mamelodi Sundowns is not a surprise to me, to be very honest. It was a surprise to me. 5-1. Said results like this just tells the story of the gulf between Nigerian clubs and the rest of the continent. We need to do more with investments, talent production, etc. This result helps explain what we saw at the Chan. So more like putting it side by side, with the Chan team. And this is from one of us in-house, Coach Ayere. I mean, he decided to focus on the game. So this is not an attack on any team or coach. Sad truth is, a lot of NPFL clubs don't know how to set up a defensive organization. Talking about how Remo Stars were carved open easily. So a lot of the teams in the league are not conscious of the space between each players or the units of defense. Their off-the-ball awareness is terrible. Most clubs in the NPFL don't even know how to exploit these spaces. So it is a case of to arrange clubs playing each other, and they appear to be good, but in reality, a lot of tactical deficiency is at full display. So when you see this in the league, you think
I agree with both.
It's good, but
100%.
Your thoughts on those reactions?
Now the problem of that is, that thing where when you started in 2017 November, and one day I called you and the other guy, and I said this guy will not make it in this industry, and I told you, if you recall, I told you that you have everything to be the best, to be like a leading voice in the league. And it sounded like I was flattering you at the time. Coach Ayere is good at setting up his defense. He's good. Like, his tactical understanding of the game is different, just like Olamide, the coach at Beyond Limit. I'm not here trying to rubbish our coaches, but I think that they just gather boys and say, oh boys, oh yeah, and then now go and play your wing, There's certain information that are lacking when you watch our team, even in the chat, and the many argument that a lot of pro NPFL journalists made for them just show how bad the league and the players are. Because when I hear people say our players cannot play diamond formation, cannot play 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 formation, they can only play 4-3-3, it already tells you that they are not properly coached. They don't really have understanding of the game that they are playing in. People don't like it when you say these things. Truth does hurt, but sometimes we need this truth to make us grow. If we keep hailing people, so that Mamelodi Sundowns defeat is a one-off, is a bad day in the office. No, it's not a bad day in the office. It's a revelation of how poor you guys have been. The same coach that coached you at Chan coached the Super Eagles, and from game 1 to game 2, he was tweaking his tactics as he goes, and the players were adapting and adjusting until you saw it. If he continues like this, most likely, Morocco is there to disturb us, but most likely might go and win an AFCON for us, and we'll get our 4th one. My point is, these players are not properly coached, they are not properly trained, they are not properly psyched, they are not ready. They are in survivor mode. When you are swimming, you're an expert in swimming, you can strut your body anyhow you want. You can do backflip, front stroke, backstroke. You can do a lot of things, right? But when you fall into the water and you don't know how to swim, you know that you are the one that kills yourself. Instead of you to be calm, you will force all your body to work, exert all the energy, because you're trying to survive. Every time you throw your hand, you open your mouth, and before you know it, you drank water, you've denied your brain oxygen, and you die. That's our league. Our league is like somebody who does not know how to swim jumping into water. If it gets to the beach, ankle length, knee length water, you would think that, oh, this person a fish. Fall inside water from a boat, you will not know that this person cannot swim. Because when you fall into water and you're a good swimmer, the one thing you shouldn't do is to panic. As a matter of fact, if you fall into a water, big sea, first thing, go down, and then you go and resurface somewhere else. Because if you don't, even other people that are falling with you will kill you. The boat will kill you. That's the same thing. Our league is just barely keep surviving, getting by the day. Just let me, this ball that I'm pursuing, that my family, everybody saying I should not play, let it be said that I'm playing for a club. And then the salary just get by like that. When you get this month's salary, you use it to pay the debt that you are owing from last month. And then from next month, you start owing again. That's survival mode. But A player who's living his life like that cannot really play, because football requires a lot of focus, requires a lot of relaxation, requires a mind that is not too distracted, that's not in pain, that's not in a mental pain, that's not regretting. This is why they even do safe. Nothing they come at every day. There's also debt at the whole. Everybody know at the shame. Friends not come. But you see a player playing in Europe, even in lower league, you can call them. They send you $5,000. It's like they sent you the whole world. It's like it's a miracle. So those kind of people can stay relaxed and play the game. Coach Ayere was coaching here. Was it only Beans and Gary? Same Coach Ayere went to Dubai. It's not up to 3 years. He has his own car. He's planning his marriage. The budget for the wedding, I was like, woo. How many coaches of his class can put this type of budget into a wedding? That's the difference. Football without money is rubbish. Football without money.
Point blank.
Anyhow you want to do it, if money no dey involved, forget them.
You're talking, because when you look at the investments in football teams across Africa, I mean, Mamelodi Sundowns, they have a 3.2 million euros record signing. Who didn't start that game? It was the Brazilian. He came off the bench. He scored.
That's
he
the
scored,
entire budget.
He scored one of the goals.
How much did Remo Stars say they spent to win the league? 600 million.
When you look
3 billion is how much? That's Remo Stars budget for like 3 seasons plus.
You know, when you look at the
6 season
investment in this
and
team,
they put that one on the bench.
Well, he didn't start the game. It was a Brazilian. He came off the bench to see. He was supposed to compete with Shaludile for that striking position, because I mean they were without their top striker Renas, who played in the qualifiers as well. But
maybe that Brazilian will start in the return leg.
You know, when you look at the whole thing, and it begs this final question for me. Credit to Remo Stars, we gloat a lot about them in Nigeria and the NPFL, because they are, when it comes to organization structure, they are the best we have. But against Mamelodi Sundowns side was always going to be a huge tax, doing that job against them. And I would still say 5-1 was a surprise to me. I didn't expect them to win, but it was just a surprising score.
Wasn't a surprise to me. It was expected.
Now